Welcome to Throwback Thursdays, where history hits different. I'm your host, Seymour Clear, and today we're diving into 5 insane stories from the past that the sound made up but are completely true. Buckle up, because truth is stranger than fiction.
Way back in the day, when we used to do the thing that we do every single Thursday.
The Dancing Plague of 1518. In the summer of 1518, a woman in Strasbourg, France started dancing in the middle of the street, but this wasn't your usual TikTok moment. She kept dancing for days, then dozens more joined her. Within a week, over 400 people were dancing uncontrollably, many collapsing from exhaustion, some reportedly dancing to death. Doctors at the time thought it was a hot blood issue. Modern theories, mass hysteria. Maybe moldy bread, but nobody knows for sure. Either way, a spontaneous rave that turned deadly. That's not Coachella. That's chaos. 2. The Great Molasses Flood of 1919. Picture this. It's January 15th, 1919 in Boston. Suddenly, a 15-foot wave of hot molasses comes barreling through the streets at 35 miles an hour. A storage tank had exploded, releasing over 2 million gallons of thick, sticky syrup. The flood destroyed buildings, trapped horses, and sadly killed 21 people. To this day, locals say you can still smell molasses in the summer heat. It sounds sweet, but it was a total nightmare. 3. The Project A119, blowing up the moon. Back in the 1950s, the U.S. Air Force had a classified plan to nuke the moon. Yes, really. It was called Project A119. The idea was to launch a nuclear bomb at the moon and detonate it to flex military power and intimidate the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The mission was scrapped, obviously, but the documents were later classified, and they were dead serious about it. Imagine logging onto the news and seeing, breaking, U.S. just nuked the moon. What was going on back then? Who knows? 4. Operation Paul Bunyan. This was the most over-the-top tree cutting ever. In 1976, 2 U.S. soldiers were killed by North Korean troops while trying to cut down a tree blocking the view between checkpoints. In response, the U.S. launched Operation Paul Bunyan, a full-blown military show of force just to finish cutting the tree. They sent dozens of troops, helicopters, jets, artillery, and even naval support, all to defend lumberjacks with chainsaws. It was the most aggressive landscaping mission in history. The message? Don't mess with our trees. 5. The man who survived 2 atomic bombs. Meet Tsutomu Yamaguchi, the man who survived not 1, but 2 atomic bombs. He was in Hiroshima on a business trip when the first bomb hit. Injured, he returned home to Nagasaki. 3 days later, boom, the second bomb dropped. Somehow, he survived both blasts and lived into his 90s. Talk about unlucky or invincible. See what I mean? History is wild. These stories sound like urban legends, but they're 100% documented and real. Which one blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because next Throwback Thursday, we've got even more crazy true stories that time tried to forget. Until then, stay curious and stay weird. See you next week.
Remember those days, way back in the day.